All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at how you could use Rust with CDK, which is something I've really been interested in for quite some time here. Let's take a look at this. So this is an unofficial CDK library. It's intended for use with AWS CDK2. Now, I think these are people that are associated with AWS. Not 100% sure, um, but basically, to install this npm package in Zig, we do this. Now, all this npm stuff is kind of interesting, but apparently uh, it says it uses Cargo Lambda under the hood and follows best practices as outlined in the official SDK, which is interesting. So I think I should just be able to use this. So let's go ahead and dive in. So I'm going to go over to this Rust template, dive right into it because it has access to AWS inside of this code space. I should be able to document what I'm doing and just kind of get started. So let's go over here. And dial in. So what I'm going to do here is go to a README, and we can look at CDK here. So we'll do this. We'll say Rust AWS CDK. And here we go. We can say this. We can say basically Rust CDK bindings. Now, the first thing that they're going to ask me to do is install this. So let's do that. And let's do this. So let's try that out. Uh-oh. npm. We have the dependency hell here of how do I download copy link downloads. We want to do Linux binaries 64-bit. How do you install Node? How to install npm? Okay. If we go back here real quick, it's kind of a bummer. They don't tell you install this npm package. But how do I get npm itself? npm. Download the node. How do I install npm Ubuntu? Lots of weird links here. CentOS, Ubuntu, and are available. Wow, this is really annoying. This is like brutal. How do I? Let's look at AWS. Docs. and install npm. There we go. So let's put this as a note. It says all CDK require this. So I'm going to put this as a note here. What we care about. US docs out npm. Definitely annoying that I'm not even working on what I want to work on. All the okay, you may download a compatible. We make an active LTS version. So if I go to here for most users, other downloads, I think it's going to be Linux x64. Let's do that. Copy link address. Let's just do wget. R CVF. Where did it download to? I don't see this thing. Car.exe. What is that? How do you oh, Linux binaries. Boy, this is one of the most annoying packages to install that I've ever installed. It's so obnoxious. So wget, there we go. R CVF. Let's go into node and then to install, just say configure make install. Seems like a lot of work. I mean, I guess I could have just installed Node inside of here to the code space, but this does raise an irritating issue, which is when you don't have Node installed, which I haven't installed in a long time. I don't even remember if I've ever compiled Node before, but it's kind of annoying to install. And if we do htop here, you can see that it is in fact compiling. Okay. Yeah, it seems like there would just be like a package that you could install with code spaces, or even I could tell code spaces to install it. I mean, it would be kind of nice. Hopefully this is pretty easy though. There we go. Still compiling. I wonder if I could have given it a flag to use more cores. I guess I could have read the docs. So cat here. There you go. So it would be nice if there was just a really simple hello world, how to actually make things work. While that's going, all download options. Oh, I see. I could have done that. Docs. Boy, compiling Node is not very fun, and it would be great to not have to compile Node. There's got to be like a hello world here. Like, how do I actually, the guide section? Okay, here we go. Getting started. Well, I think what they should have is what is the actual installation? It seems like getting started. Seems like just how do I install Node seems like kind of a big one that's missing here. Don't really know why I had to compile Node, but kind of a bummer. Compile Node. Okay. Oh, see, that's what I was missing. That's what I needed. J4. Bummer. So I'm like not even using all of the cores. It's shocking. It's taking actually this long. It requires Python running to run this. Make install. Okay. Still compiling. Kind of amazing, actually, how long this is taking. Compile Node. How long? Whoa. Whoa. I don't think we want this. So I'm going to kill this. So I think I need to come up with a new strategy. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do install, configure code spaces, configure dev container, modifier configuration. We hopefully, aha, there we go. That's what I need, node. So I'm going to say, okay. Now, what did that do though? Did that change anything? If I say get status, go up here. status. So we want to remove all this node stuff. Node. And then we want to do get status here, get add dev container, get add readme. We want to say adding changes to dev container. Now, hopefully, what will happen here is that rm rf, just get rid of this, is that if I rebuild, this will install Node for me. I think the issue is I just don't use Node as a compiled solution. I didn't realize it was that bad, but like looking at this, seems, is it getting worse? Test profile, public, reported installs. Wow. This is the 84 core machine install. It compiles in 79 seconds. Whoa. But I was doing a single node install. It could take a while. So we don't want that. Uh-oh. Running recovery guide here. That's kind of a bummer. Let's look at the logs. What did it say? What did I screw up here? So why is it upset? It's kind of okay. Let's look at the creation. Why did it screw up? Oh, failed to process feature Docker in Docker. So can we remove that feature? Let's look at that. Let's look at the dev container. Do I really need Docker and Docker? It's a good question. I don't think I'm really using, or am I using that? No, Kubernetes. Oh, that's interesting that this is causing some hiccups here. So we want Node installed, but I would say this Kubernetes, what happens if I remove that? And let's try to rebuild. Maybe that will fix it. Yeah, so unfortunately, the CDK ran into some issues, and this may not work today unless I switch to a different environment. I guess I could switch to using Cloud9, which, I mean, maybe I'll just abandon ship here. But let's see here. I'm kind of curious at this point. Nope, see, still problems with this code space. And somehow Node caused some real issues by once I installed Node, it blew up a lot of stuff, which is kind of a bummer. And if we look at the Docker compose file here, do I even need all that? That's another good question. Well, what I could do is I could look at a working one. So we could go over here. We could go to GPU template. And this is a pretty stable config. And I could just copy that. There we go. And then I can also go to this file, which is also pretty stable config. And I can copy this one. Dev container. So this is one way to get yourself out of trouble, is you could, and then the only other thing I would want to do maybe is install configure container, put in node this way. There we go. Okay. Now did it install node? Let's see here. Dev container. Well, let's try it. Let's just rebuild. Let's say get status. Add dev container. Building. That. Let's do rebuild container. Let's see what happens. So really the dev container stuff can really be tricky. Which I guess is really like your local development environment can also be tricky. So it's not like it's necessarily a surprise that configuring Docker and all these other things is going to take a little bit of time. So it says image found. And it's going to try to rebuild this thing. Kind of hanging here for a little bit, which is kind of surprising. I don't know why it's doing that. So if we go back to this, and we go to Rust, we go to MLOps, template. Yeah, this thing's kind of just hanging out a little bit here. So, well, it looks like I had some issues with Rust for CDK, and I'm gonna have to just call it a day. I'll have to dig into this and see what happened. Well, I had lots of awesome live streams today, but this one just went belly up. But I'll be back in a couple weeks to do some more CDK. All right, see you then.